We got that fire. We got a powerful one popping off today. That's right. We're gonna be dealing. We still dealing with the darker side of Thanksgiving. You see, nobody wants to talk about. That's right. Is Thanksgiving haunted? The demons behind the harvest ritual. We're gonna talk about that today. But before we get started, make sure y'all get over there to Patreon, the poppinest Patreon on the planet. Y'all already you got the sage of the age, General Seti. Nobody can go where I go. So you can believe over 500 exclusive live streams. You know that is fire. Ain't nothing but flame. Make sure you get over to KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Seti products, t-shirts, hoodies, African comedic jewelry, holistic tonics, remedies, DVDs. We got it all. Check us out. Make sure you check into my memberships. The link is right down in the video description. Check into you get exclusive videos you can't get on regular YouTube. So make sure you check out my memberships. Get this video a thumbs up. All my videos a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because you will get banned. Here we go, family. Is Thanksgiving haunted? We got to talk about that. Part of it is the demons behind the harvest ritual. Now, we just going to talk about some things. Symbols of Thanksgiving that could be used for occult rituals. Okay? You see, let's deal with that. You see, we already talked about the cornucopia. Okay? Originally, the horn of Almathea connected to Zeus, fertility, and earth magic. So that cornucopia sitting up there on your table. You might got, the kids be at school, they had a cornucopia, little wall decorations and everything. They do the coloring book. You see, that's one of the, if not the greatest occult symbol of Thanksgiving. The cornucopia, the horn of the goat. So right there, you goat worship. You got goat worship right there, Thanksgiving. But don't be ashamed because the goat worship is in all the holidays, and I will show you that. You see, so you got the cornucopia, a symbol of abundance, sacrifice, divine nourishment. In Roman religion, linked to Fortuna, goddess of fate. You see, that's right, goddess of fate. So linked to Fortuna, your fortune. You see what I'm saying? So you got that magic connected to that cornucopia. So that's one. And again, I'm talking about that sheaf. Now let me show you what a sheaf is, so you know exactly what it is. Okay. Let me show you this. Let me show you what a sheaf is. Now, y'all might have these decorations for your Thanksgiving. See that? That's like wheat. You understand what I'm saying? That's like wheat. Let me show you another one. Let me show you another. Wheat is called a wheat sheaf. You see that right there? Yeah, that's a wheat sheaf. But see, there's also connected to the goddamn the scarecrow spirit. the Wicker Man and all that shit, the Corn King. They also had the corn, the corn also. They got corn spirits that they not telling y'all about. You see, wait a minute, let me show you another. See how they got you got the cornucopia and you got the sheaf. You see what I'm saying? You got the sheaf right there. You see, you got the horn of the goat right there, the pumpkin head. Also, you got, the Ichabod crane and all of that. Motherfucker, the headless horseman and pumpkin up there, you understand, in places motherfucking head. So, you got all of them type of demonic entities. So, so the sheaf is all the last. Now, it's the last sheaf. It's supposed to embody like the scarecrow spirit or the wheat spirit, and it could be benevolent or malevolent. It could be benevolent or malevolent. So you don't know, depending on how or where. It might be blood in the soil. You see what I'm saying? It might be something that happened in that soil. You see, that brings about a malevolent entity or being. You see, so you don't know. That's why you got to know the lay of the land. Some motherfuckers, then built harvests on top of cemeteries and all type of shit. So you don't know. But the last sheaf, or they call it corn mother symbol. Okay, this is one of the oldest harvest rituals in Europe, thousands of years older than Thanksgiving. You see, so you got this folk magic. The last bundle of grain, listen, so you don't know. You don't know whether that little shit you got up on your it might be from the last bundle. You don't know. You see, but it says the last bundle of grain was believed to contain the spirit of the field. So after, the spirit is in the wheat, it's in the corn, but after harvest, they cut it all down. So the spirit is leaping from stalk to stalk to stalk, trying to, and so the last bundle of wheat, the spirit is in that. That's when you cut that last bundle down, the spirit is in that last bundle, and however they use it, if they cut it up and make reefs and shit and all of that, yeah, you get that, nigga. You get that. Know that. You feel what I'm saying? Now, it could be benevolent or malevolent. You see what I'm saying? But know that the last bundle of grain was believed to contain the spirit of the field. Destroying, saving, or honoring it was thought to affect the next year's crop. So they would venerate it. You see, they make little characters. Now, I want to show you this now. I want to show you this now. Because they be having little dolls too now. They be having little dolls. So I know a lot of y'all might have these decorations and shit. And that outside of the cornucopia, the pumpkin, these is, highly venerated symbols of Thanksgiving. Okay, let me see. Let me see the sheaf. Now, this one look crazy as hell. This one, see, corn doll. This is another corn doll right here. Weird looking shit. Let me get it down so y'all can see it. Yeah, this is a corn doll. You see? Damn, they look like the Wicker Man and shit like that. All them old crazy ass, all them crazy ass, So, just like certain voodoo got them dolls, certain voodoo got them voodoo dolls. But a lot of communities got dolls. You understand? Occult communities got dolls. You know what I'm saying? Some had the corn, some had the sheaf, some had wood dolls and shit, all type of dolls. The world is a cult. So you got depending on what part of the world you in. You see what I'm saying? Even in ancient Egypt, you see they have the shop, what they call them, the shop tea dolls and shit, where they put them in, they supposed to come to life for the pharaoh. You see what I'm saying? They supposed to come to, they supposed to come to life for the pharaoh and help the pharaoh out. You see what I'm saying? Supposed to help the pharaoh out. Let me see. This is another one. I wanna This is another weird one, man. Yeah, this is a weird fucking doll. This one, for whatever reason, man, it looked like some goddamn demonic shit. Look at this motherfucker. I want y'all to look at this now. Look at that. You see? Yeah. So that's what you call a sheaf doll. And so, you got to understand it would come with that doll work. You see, you got to know what come with that doll work. And so people, you put it up there. Oh, it's so nice. You see what I'm saying? It's this, that motherfucker been to invoke, and bring it over to you, as a gift. Here's a gift for you. You understand? Invoking that damn entity. You see what I'm saying? You don't know. You don't know. I don't want no effigies or nothing. No, don't bring me no effigies. Fuck that. I don't want no effigies. I don't let nobody bring me no effigies. You got to be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Even buying effigies. You got to be very careful in buying, dolls and shit and effigies and shit like that. You got to be very careful, man. Because a lot of people do doll magic and shit. And so this is one of the elements of Thanksgiving that people don't know about. You see, there's a cult. You understand what I'm saying? And so it says in some tradition, they were shaped into a corn doll, which a spirit vessel. Did you hear that? A spirit vessel. A spirit vessel. Okay? Occult theme. Okay. And so then you got the scarecrow. You see the field guardian spirit. So, and some of the motherfuckers is when you take their harvest, motherfucker come visit your ass. You got to know that. Say, my granny says they took snakes out of people's legs. Wow. Or pins in there. That's right. Yeah. Well, wow. I would like to hear about that one. You know what I'm saying? I'd like to hear about them stories. Scarecrows, the field. Okay, scarecrows have a long history in Celtic magic, Slavic magic, even African diasporic belief systems. So even the scarecrow, even in the hoodoo. Yeah, in the hoodoo, in the voodoo. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, Appalachian folk beliefs. So you got to know. So this before your Thanksgiving. Now you got to know these. They symbolize protection spirits, effigies, or stand-ins for vegetation deities, seasonal guardians of the harvest, seasonal guardians. And so when I think about that, it's some demon. They always showing the demonic scarecrow. You see, you goddamn Jeepers Creepers. Where did you get those creepers? You understand what I'm saying? Jeepers Creepers. You know what I'm saying? So you know that's always been a thing occult magic. So this is it. But all of this is in Thanksgiving though. You can't rename the shit like and act like the thousands of years that it's already been here and it's being used for other things, and then you got it on your table. Man, majority of these holidays, all of the symbols are ancient occult symbols. We got to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm taking time to show you this so you can, when you look at that, you can have a clear understanding of how it's used, how it could be used, what you can do to offset anything. And you know what I'm saying? It might be some holy water. You understand what I'm saying? That you can, say some incantations and shit. You know what I'm saying? And purify things. And that's what you have to do a lot of time, whether it's sage and and things of that nature. You can burn to get some of these spirits up out of there, but you have to work your magic. Can't let nobody tell you, and they bring you over bring you over Thanksgiving, a plate and shit, motherfucker, bring you some little dollies and shit and say, oh, here you go. Yeah, here you go. Black power in the house. Yeah. We working our magic, our hoodoo today. You understand? Exposing all these fraudulent entities out here trying to, sneak in through the back door with they fake magic, trying to exploit us during these fake ass holidays, but the general owner. You see, so you got Harvey. Another thing that come with, that's a part of Thanksgiving that's ancient. Listen to me. No, you can't do that. You cannot celebrate with them at all. You see what I'm saying? And you have to understand. Now, if some of this was used in your magic, you can use it in respects and regards to your people's magic, if that's what you want to do. Okay, but you got to know the essence of all these symbols so you can control it. You see, harvest fires are what they call bonfires. While not a part of the modern Thanksgiving meal, fires were a part of colonial harvest festivals. They had that fire. But see, they always had that fire. Now that fire go back to Greece. You understand what I'm saying? Where they talking the Olympics, but it go back to that coal. It go back to them people coming out of that coal. That's why they call it the eternal fire, because they always had to keep that fucking fire lit. You see what I'm saying? Especially in that goddamn coal. So they always had like an area where they kept fire burning so that the people could take just a torch and light it and go light their fires at home and shit. But they would have the eternal fire. They had one in Greece. They had one in Persia. They still got the temples of the flame over there where they keep that fire burning. And you Asgard, the Nordic deities, they had the eternal flame. You see, so that's a part of that bonfire that comes from that cold climate. You see what I'm saying? And so you say it's colonial harvest festivals, Native American ceremonies, European Samhain festivals. You see, so they had that bonfire. Bonfires symbolize burning away the old year, cleansing. You see, spirit communication. So you could communicate to spirits through fire. You see, you can communicate through spirits. That's why a lot of time when they do the seances and things, they had the candles there. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got the business. You just had the candles. And so that's a way, to communicate with the other side. Sun worship during winter decline. Okay, know that now. Sun worship during winter decline. And so there it is. And let me for the last one, and we're gonna touch. We're not done tonight. We're just getting now that's crazy. The apple. A lot of people don't know that apple. In occult traditions, apples and autumn fruit, apples represent the other world. Yeah, candles. Yeah, yeah, them candles. Apples represent the other world. Divination, immortality, and sacred femininity. Cutting an apple reveals the pentagram shaped seed star used in folk magic. So when you cut it, it's the pentagram shaped seed star. Let me see if I can get a picture of it. That's crazy. You see that shit? The pentagram in the damn apple. Look at that. That's crazy. You see what I'm saying? So you right there. So all that you up there bobbing for apples and shit. See, so one person may see one thing, yeah, yeah, that's crazy. You got the pentagram in the apple. So a lot of these we making a connection. We just getting started this evening, family. Tap in. I'm gonna be over. Matter of fact, let me see. We're gonna be going back and forth. Let me see right now where we. Let me see. We're gonna go back over. Okay. I got so many damn. We're gonna be right back. We're gonna be over on Saraz, General Seti's page. We're gonna be going back and forth. So y'all just stay tuned. I'm coming right black. We just getting started for this evening. Later on, I'm gonna get on the computer and I'm gonna show y'all a lot more visuals. So don't go nowhere. Get over to my Patreon. Support the general. Support the general to keep me out here doing the work. You feel me? Front line for Pan-African, global African supremacy. The Black Power, KingSeti.com, the YouTube memberships, and I'll be right black. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black Power.